गुड इवनिंग बोलने का आदत है ना. गुड मॉर्निंग हो गया. चल. Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? How was the morning? Morning was good. Night will become very good. Correct? Okay. So now, last class we have done what we have done. The last topic was carriage inward and carriage outward. But we have done what concept last class? Capital received, revenue received, trade discount, cash discount, carriage inward, carriage outward. Only this much. Means I am not teaching anything. Chalo. Now you have received the books. Let us discuss books also today. Ki what we have completed, what we have not completed. Correct. So come to chapter number 1, unit number 1. Unit number 1. In this we have done only what? The meaning of transaction event. So only we have done what? You can tick it, tick the concept whatever we have done. We have done meaning of transaction event. Bus. Only we have done the meaning of transaction and event. Means this chapter is not yet completed. Start to kar diya na. So this is not yet completed. Okay. So leave it. You can see nothing has been done. Will do. When I will do, then you will do. Correct. However, we have also discussed something about bookkeeping. We have done the bookkeeping, but not fully we have discussed, but we have just given an idea that what is bookkeeping. Yes or no? Correct. Then come to chapter number 1, unit number 2, accounting concept, principle, conventions. This also we have started, but not yet completed. So what we have done? We have done accounting concepts. Under accounting concept, we have done separate entity concept. Then we have done money measurement concept. Then we have done periodicity concept. Then we have done what? Accrual concept. Then we have done what? Matching concept. Then we have done this we have not done. Then we have done dual aspect concept. We have done dual aspect concept. Correct? Only this much we have done. Balance is left. So balance will do whenever time will come. Balance will do whenever time will come. Chalega? Yes, sir. Sir, okay. It means you cannot right now take any questions from these chapters now. Bolna yes or no? Means right now you cannot take any question from this chapter. So ignore it. Are you getting what I am saying? Then come to unit number 3. Not yet done only. Not started. छोड़ दे. बकवास chapter है. Then capital and revenue expenditure. This we have done. So you can see revenue expenditure, capital expenditure we have done. Yes sir. This too we have done. Taja we have done. Correct. Then we have done type of receipt also, capital receipt, revenue receipt. This also we have done distinction between capital receipt and revenue receipt. This also we have done. Then today we'll do this assets. So we'll take what? Let me complete this chapter. 1 unit will let us complete now. Let us complete 1 unit. Correct? So come to the meaning of asset. Now assets means we have done the meaning of asset but not the technical meaning. We have not done the technical meaning. Now we are here to understand the technical meaning of asset. So asset means what? Asset are any resource correct, arising from past activities. Arising from which activities? Past activities. Are you getting what I am saying? Past activities. So any resource which arises from past activities, not from future activities. Are you getting? Means if suppose you will purchase in future a machinery, so that is not asset right now. Now you have done a contract to purchase a machinery in future, so that is not your asset right now. So if you have already purchased a plant or machinery or whatever, then arises from past activities. Correct? Understood? Point number A. Correct? So are any resource arising from past activity which, point number A, are controlled by entity. Entity means business. Entity means here business, na separate entity concept. So entity means other than owner. We are discussing. Are controlled by the entity means that resource is under the control of the entity. Under the control of the entity. So can you say any asset which are owned means any asset which are under our ownership, in that we'll have control. But any asset which are not under our ownership, in that also we may have control. Means control word is wider than ownership. Correct. Now for example, if you know about leased asset you have listened. Leased asset, no, not just. I'll just give one example. Just give a simple example. Suppose I purchase a car. So can you say we'll get registration certificate after few months? Immediately they will not get now. It means we purchase car, but till now we have not got the RC. Correct? Means can I say till now legal ownership is not transferred, but then also it is under our control. Therefore it is our asset. Correct? Means control means what? If I say control, key control means what? That as that resource can be used can be used by entity. Correct? Means entity can use it, and entity has a right entity has a right to what? Right to restrict other person to use it. Other person to use it. Bolna yes or no? Means if entity can use it and has a right to restrict other person to use it, then it become what? Under our control. Means simple, this building I have taken on rent. This building I have taken on rent for 1 year. So can it, for 1 year I can use it, and I can restrict the owner also to use it, because I am paying rent for what? 1 year na. So okay, I can restrict owner that don't take classes here, Baba, because I am taking classes. So for 1 year it is under my control. So for 1 year it is my asset. Are you getting? So are controlled by entity means entity can use it, and entity has a right to restrict other person to use it. Can I say control can arise without ownership? So it can arise without what? Ownership. Means ownership is not required. Ownership is not required. So any asset which are not under ownership can be our asset. Any resource which is not under ownership can be our asset. I hope you are understanding. Correct. So any resource which arises from past activities and are controlled by the entity, and there is one more condition, and and point number B, which provides what? Future economic benefit. Future economic benefit to whom? To that entity. Understood now? Means we can generate future benefit from that asset. Correct now? If we are not able to derive benefit, then of course it is not an asset. Already we discussed this point. Any expenditure from which benefit will derive, that is an asset. So that was only a brief definition. Now I am just giving you technical definition. Technical definition. Understood? Have you understood? Correct. Now these assets are classified into many categories. Write down. Classification of asset. These assets are classified. Classification of asset. Understood. So what are the classification? What are the classification? Point number A. Point number A. Can I say it will be fixed assets? So sir, what is the meaning of fixed assets? So fixed assets are assets that we have understood. But sir, how we'll understand these are fixed assets, right? Fixed assets are those assets, correct, which are expected to be used, understood, which are expected to be used for more than what? For more than one accounting period, correct now? Which are expected to be used for more than one accounting period. One accounting period. And and are used for, and such assets are used for what? Point number one. And are used for what? Can you say are used for production of goods? For production of goods. Correct now. Can you say for example plant or factory building, agreeing. These are used for production of goods. Point number two. Correct. Can you say for supply of goods or services? For supply means either we'll do manufacturing or we'll do what? Trading now. So supply of goods or services. So can I say I am also providing services? So I'm using this laptop, camera, etc. for providing services, these furnitures. So for my example, I can say this laptop I'm using for what? Providing services. Camera I'm using for providing services. Correct. Point number three. Point number three. For administrative services, administrative services. So there are many assets which are used for administrative purposes. For example, we have one office also from where we do all administrative work. So there we have also many furniture, many AC, etc. Na? So that is what admin office. So can I say office building is an example of this? Correct. So we can say example office building. Office building. Have you understood the meaning? Fixed asset. Have you understood? Now, can I say this fixed asset? Fixed asset are further classified into point number A, tangible asset, correct? Tangible asset. Now these tangible assets are known as now the name has been changed, are known as, write down, are known as property, plant and equipment. We call it what? Property, plant and equipment. We call it what? Property, plant and equipment. यहाँ से we call it PPE, property, plant and equipment. Correct. PPE, property, plant and equipment. Correct. So of course we have done the example of property, plant and equipment. Fixed asset consists of this only property, plant and equipment. And will also consist of what? Intangible asset. Intangible asset. Correct. Intangible assets are those assets without physical substance. They do not have any physical component ना बोला रे. Can you give me some example? Example तो बोलो. Goodwill, trademark, etc., etc., etc. Correct. Understood. So these intangible assets are without what? Are without physical substance na? Are without physical substance. Physical substance. Understood? Correct. So you have understood fixed asset. Correct. Then around it was point number A. Then around point number B. Can you say it can be investment also? It can be investment also. What is the meaning of investment? Investment are asset which are held which are held means which are held for what purpose, that we need to understand. Which are held for earning interest, dividend or rent. For earning interest, dividend or rent. For earning interest or dividend or rent. Correct. For example, if I purchase some investment in government securities, means we have purchased some government securities. So it means the intention is to earn interest income. So that become my investment. For example, if I purchase some equity shares of any company. It means intention to earn dividend income. So that also become my investment. Or if I purchase some building with an intention to give on rent, so that become my investment. Understood? Correct now. Means building if you are using for office purpose, it is a what? Fixed asset. Building you have given to other for rental income, it become investment. Understood? So we can add on some example. For example, purchase of what? Purchase of government securities. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes, I'm just giving example. Then dividend means purchase of what? Of equity shares of any company. You know equity shares? If you don't know, then you have to wait. Equity shares everyone know? Equity share, I think company you have done equity share capital account. Company accounting you have done. Equity share capital application allotment call, first call, final call. That is equity share. So we purchase their shares, correct? Or if we purchase building with an intention to give on what? So purchase a building, that will be also what? Investment property, provided the intention is to earn what? Rental income. Understood? So any asset which are held for earning rent, earning interest, dividend or rent, or point number B, which are held for capital appreciation, which are held for capital appreciation. Understood now? Means you purchase only with the intention the price will increase. Correct? Price will increase. Capital appreciation means if I purchase gold, what is the intention? Either to make a jewelry and give to my wife, that may be intention, but that will be drawing na personal expenditure. But gold I purchase and I keep it for some time. What is the intention? The price might increase in future for capital appreciation. Example, can I say gold? Example is what? Gold. It can be land and building also. Land and building also. Correct now. There are many examples. Understood. Investment understood. Then point number C, write down current assets. Current assets. So what are current assets? So current assets are those assets which are expected to be, which are expected to be realized, to be realized or sold, to be realized or sold within what? Within 12 months from what? From what? From the end of, from the end of what? Accounting period. Accounting period. Understood this point? Means suppose this is your financial year. Start with 1/4/2021 and with 31st March 2022. So this is the end, and suppose you have some debtor यहाँ पर. So this debtor, if this is going to be realized within 12 months from the end of what? Means this is within 12 months from the end of accounting period. If the amount will be collected during this period now, if the amount will be collected during this period, this debtor will become what? Current asset. Understood? So if such asset are expected to realize or sold within 12 months from the end of reporting period, become what? Current asset. I'm just giving so that you can understand. It includes, what? It includes cash and bank balance. So it will include cash and bank balance. Means cash and bank balance will be always what? Current. It will also include inventory. It will also include what? Inventory. It will also include what? Trade receivable. Trade receivable means what? Debtor na. Trade receivable means debtor. Have you understood? Correct. Have you understood? Asset done. Let us come to what? Liabilities. Liabilities. थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है? So that some examples are given, you may understand these are fixed asset, these are investment, these are current asset. चलेगा? Yes sir. Then coming to the liabilities. So liabilities means what? Liabilities means what? So liabilities are obligations. बोलो yes or no? These are obligations ना? Obligations. Correct. Arising from which activities? Arising from past activities only. Arising from past activities, because we don't record future activities. We always record what? Past activities, which is already, the transaction has been occurred. We don't record future transaction now. The obligation arising from any past event or past activities. Past activities or event, you can say past events, which require what? Settlement. Which require settlement through what? Through outflow of resource. Through outflow of a resource. Resource means what? Asset. It can be cash or it can be any other asset. Correct. If there is any obligation arising from past event, obligation to pay. So obligation to pay. Correct. And which will be settled, that obligation settled by transfer of what? Resource, by outflow of resource, some outflow of cash, yeah, outflow of any other asset. So that particular item will become liabilities. Correct. Yes sir. Okay, this liability, that is classification of liabilities. Classification of liabilities. These liabilities are also of two types. One is current liability. So what are current liabilities? Current liabilities, write down, are those liabilities which are expected to be settled, which are expected to be settled now within what? Within 12 months from the end of what? From the end of accounting period. I hope you understood now. From the end of accounting period. Understood? These are current liabilities. For example, trade payable, any trade payable, got it? Bank overdraft, etc. Then second will what? Non-current liability. Non-current. Non-current liability will be what? Which are not current liability. Which are not current liability now. Means I can say in this way, which are payable after 12 months from the end of reporting period. Which are payable after 12 months. Understood? Which are payable after 12 months from the end of reporting period. Means if I say in this way, suppose that we have taken one loan यहाँ पर, a loan was taken यहाँ पर, this is liability, obligation to pay ना. So I have taken loan, some amount I have received right now, but we have an obligation to pay in future through outflow resource. Correct now. Loan taken. Now this is 31st March 2020. This is 31st March 2021, and this is 31st March 2023. And this is our what? Reporting is balance sheet date. We are preparing balance sheet at this point of time. Means end of accounting period. Balance sheet we are preparing here. So this is become end of accounting period. Now this loan amount is 3 lakh. But out of this 3 lakh, 1 lakh is payable यहाँ पर. We need to pay 1 lakh at this point of time. We need to pay 1 lakh at this point of time. I need to pay 1 lakh at this point of time. Understood? Are you able to understand? So can is this 3 lakh will come in the liability side, but whether it will be current liability or non-current liability depending on the definition. So the out of this 3 lakh, 1 lakh is payable within what? 12 months. So 1 lakh will be what? Current liability, and this 2 lakh will be what? Non-current liability. Understood? So this 1 lakh will be what? Current liability, and the remaining balance will be what? Non-current liability. Have you understood this? One example I have just given to explain you what actually I mean to say. Understood? Detailed discussion will be done when you will come to CA inter CA finding. A lot of things to discuss in this, but not now. Understood? Have you understood? Chalo. So we have done with the definition. We have done with the definition. If you come to this, you can see asset is given now. Then what is given? Classification given. Then liability given, classification. The chapter over. So this chapter is completed. This chapter is this unit is completed. Sorry. Chapter number 1, unit number 4 completed. Unit number 4 completed. So all the illustrations, all the questions will be a homework for this. So this will be a homework. Can you do it by your own? Any doubt we'll discuss next class. So this will be your entire homework. Means you need to classify, say whether it is true or false. Can you do? Then classify expenditures, capital revenue. That you can do. Chalega? So can I give this entire unit as homework? Solution is given, but you will do without going through the solution. There is no need to read the solution. First do by your own. If you do not understand, refer solution, and after referring solution, if you understand, okay. If you do not understand, then give star mark. Then you need to ask from me, what is the process? First read question and then answer it. Your answer may be correct, your answer may be wrong. If correct, thank you very much. If not correct, then read the solution. If you understood, thank you very much. If you do not understand, then ask me, then thank you very much. Chalega? Got it? But don't read answer immediately. Then what will happen? You will think that you have understood, but actually you have not understood. So don't read immediately. First analyze, then read the answer. Chalega? Just for example, one question. State with reason whether following statement are true or false. Overall, overhaul expense. What is the meaning of overhaul expense? Overhaul expense means what? Whenever you don't know the meaning, you have Google Baba. You can search the meaning there. अरे बोलना रे, if I am not there with you, if I am there I will explain, but suppose if I am not there, you have Google Baba. Write down what is the meaning of overhaul. It is nothing but repair and maintenance expense. Overhauling expense means repair expenses. Overhaul expense of second hand machinery. Second hand machinery means you purchase second hand machinery. For that you need to incur some repair expenses, purchase or revenue expenditure. Think and say, you purchase one machinery and to use it you need to what? Repair it. So it is capital or revenue? Huh? How many are saying revenue? All are saying capital. You are saying what? Revenue. You were present in the class? No, no, it is capital. To bring the asset in what? Working condition. Without repair expense you cannot use it. Now you need to apply the definition now. All points I have given. These are the examples now. Now I will say, देखो बच्चों लिख लो capital expenditure. This is revenue expenditure. This is rectification ना. I have given you what concept. Now apply that concept in this example. Suppose you have done mistake, so what you will do? You will give star mark, read the answer and find out whether you are correct or wrong. Suppose you are satisfied with the answer, okay. You are satisfied with the answer, then okay. If you are not satisfied, you have doubt, then you need to ask me. Understood? Correct? कर लोगे? आगे चले? Yes sir. Now next unit. Come to the next unit. Next unit is what? So many questions. This is provision, contingent liability and contingent. This I will do at the end. At the end, when the class will be at the end, this batch completion. I don't know why they have given chapter number 1. You will not understand only. Provision, contingent liability, contingent. We don't know asset, we don't know liability, and they ask you to understand contingent liability. कुछ भी बना देते हैं ना, नालायक है ना. Then accounting policy, अरे छोड़, will not do, will do at the end. This entire chapter will do at the end. Chapter number 1 at the end. Then accounting as a measurement पे छोड़ना at the end. चलेगा? At the end. Then accounting standard at the end. Then what? अरे छोड़. Chapter done. Means this whatever is left in this chapter I will do at the end. So don't read, don't waste your time. There are one chapter number 1, unit number 2 I will complete when I will complete during the period only. You will not be able to understand when I will complete, but I will inform you that I have completed that chapter. That is very important chapter. So out of 9 concepts, out of 13 principles, already we have done 7 na? How much we have done? We have done what? Separate entity, money measurement, dual aspect, periodicity, accrual, matching. 6 done. चलो ठीक है. 6 done. Balance will do. ठीक है चलेगा. Now come to what? Chapter number 2, accounting process. This already we started. Let's see. Double entry system we have done or not? We have said now. Double entry system, it is the only scientific system of accounting. Scientific system. Scientific. Are we are in commerce? How it can be science? In commerce they are saying scientific, कुछ भी बोलते हैं यार. According to it, every transaction has twofold aspect, debit and credit, and both the aspects are to be recorded in the books of account. The system has been originated in Italy by someone say Luca, someone say Lucas. Luca या Lucas, both are same person ना. तो नाम में क्या रखा, लुका बोल दो, लुकास बोल दो, ठीक है. नॉट इंडियन नेम ना, वट एवर यू वांट टू से. लुका पासियोली चलेगा. Then advantage of double entry system. Okay, sir, will do. Then account already I have done. It is a T form statement having two sides. I have said somewhere na. Left hand side debit, right hand side what? Credit. Debit is derived from Latin word deber. Credit has been derived from Latin word creder. To interest. Interest means to give only. Correct na. The term debit and credit should not taken to mean respectively favorable or unfavorable thing. They merely describe two sides of account. I said it has no meaning in the accounting world. It does not represent only two sides of an account. Means done now. Then approaches, we started traditional approach, accounting equation approach. Traditional approach, what is the account? Personal account, natural personal account, artificial personal account, representative personal account, impersonal real account, nominal account, all we have done now. Chalo. Golden rules of account we have done. Then accounting equation approach we have done. Then modern rules of accounting we have done. The nature of accounting. This will be homework. You need to just hide it and say building is which account. Can you do Iron? Building is what real na? Building means asset na? You can do homework. If any doubt we'll discuss. Huh? Write on homework. Sorry, what happened? Okay. What happened? What happened? Doubt? Write on homework. Write down homework. You have home na? Huh? Everyone have home na? अरे बोलना रे. Anyone is in hostel? So write down hostel work. Huh? Na. Someone says, sir, I don't have home only. So I need to mention. I need to clarify. Hostel to hostel. Anyone in PG? So PG work. Anyone road? Road work. Wherever you are, do this. Correct? Sir, I went to home last night, then didn't go there only. I was I was with someone. Then someone work. Huh? Good friend always. अरे you will be with someone that you good friend only. समझा करो. मतलब जर्नल भी स्टार्टेड. जर्नल रीड कर लेना यार, बहुत बड़ा दिया. जर्नल. देन जर्नल दिस फॉर्मेट आई हैव गिवन. मजा आया था. आई हैव done explanation also. This explanation is given this note. Note. You can see journal entry you have understood. An entry recorded in journal is called journal entry. वाह वाह वाह. कुछ भी लिखते हैं ना. We know this, Mama. Correct. Entry recorded in journal is journal entry. It can be recorded in two ways: simple or separate or compound. This compound I have not discussed now. We have done one journal entry last day. Come last day journal entry. Last day we have done a trade discount. Correct now. So this is what you can see this journal entry. So in this journal entry is nothing but compound journal entry. Separate single journal entry or separate journal entry means one account will be debited, one account will be credited. But if in any journal entry two or more than two account is debited or two or more than two account is credited, provided debit amount and credit amount will be same, that is dual aspect, that become what? Compound journal entry. So this is which entry? Compound journal entry. So you can either make separate journal entry or compound journal entry. For example, I could have done this as a separate journal entry also. The cash account debit debtor separate, then discount allowed account debit to debtor. So it become what? Separate journal entry. And if you combine two separate journal entry into one journal entry, it become what? compound journal entry. Correct. It does not make any relevance, but you should know, yes, there are some compound journal entry also. Understood now? If two or more than two transactions of same nature are generalized together, it is known as compound journal entry. It is journal entry in which one or more than one account is debited or one or more than one account is credited. Means it can be two debit, one credit, or one debit, two credit. Narration we know, explanation given. LF you know, voucher. Voucher means what? The source document from which we do journal entry. So of course when we are recording the transaction, it should be from any document. For example, I said from invoice, we record sales transaction or purchase transaction. That is known as voucher. We call it what? Voucher. Correct now. It is a source document from which transactions are recorded in journal. For example, sales invoice, debit note. This will discuss. Debit note, credit note will discuss in some other chapter. Correct? Got it? Then concept of trade discount, cash discount we have done. अरे बोलना रे. Yes or no? Then a separate account. अच्छा, पढ़ ले. अरे this chapter also completed. Done. Done. But we'll do something more in this chapter. I will complete this chapter today only. Now, now we have done accounting equation. Let us understand accounting equation once again. Accounting equation. What was the accounting equation? Gajab. Gajab. Equity plus liability is equal to what? Asset. Now, can we say, now we have understood that equity and liability are of two types. Liability I am asking. Non-current liability plus current liability. And assets are of, it can be fixed assets, investment, and what? Current assets. Understood? So can you say we can expand this equation like this? This we have expanded now. We have expanded it. Right? Right? Otherwise I will expand it. Why always you think अरे मजा आ रहा है? Right now. You have written this previously na everything. This too you have written now all the points. Correct. So can we have expanded it? Now can I write down this way? E means equity. When I am writing E means equity. Equity, correct, plus non-current liability is equal to fixed asset plus investment plus current asset minus current liability. Can I write down in this way? I can write down. I can transfer current liability to that. So plus will become minus now. This LHS is equal to RHS. Correct? Understood? Yes. Then can we say in this way? Equity plus non-current liability is equal to fixed asset plus investment. This current asset minus current liability is known as working capital. So can we say working capital? Working capital. Understood? Can you say all are accounting equation? But this is simplified accounting equation. Equity plus liability is equal to asset. Equity plus liability is equal to asset. So can I say this is due to which system? Double entry system. Double entry system na. Double entry system. Got it? Understood. Now in exam, what they will do? They will give you some transaction and they will ask you to form accounting equation. They will give some transaction and they will not ask you to pass journal entry. They will say what form accounting equation. So can we do one such question? Correct? For practice, write down. Example. From the following transaction, form what? So when they say form accounting equation, so will form what? Simple accounting equation. Huh? Until they have given the expanded accounting equation. Correct now? Nothing is given. Our equity plus liability is equal to asset. We'll form that. So point number A. Ram started business by introducing cash of rupees what? 1 lakh, 10 lakh right now. 10 lakh. चलेगा? Point number B. Purchase goods of rupees 1 lakh from Mr. A in credit. Correct. Point number C. Purchase goods. Sorry. Purchase furniture. Furniture of rupees 10,000. Correct. An amount is paid in cash. Point number D. Correct. Madam. Rupees 1 lakh was deposited in bank. Sorry. Simple. Understood. It means now without journal entry we need to form what accounting equation? Journal entry you can do. Correct. Journal entry you can do. Let us do without journal entry we need to form accounting equation. Correct. So accounting equation means what? We need to write down capital या equity plus liability is equal to what? Assets. Means every transaction you need to find out capital, liability and asset, and then at the end we need to analyze whether capital plus liability is going to be equal to asset or not. Correct? Can we do? So I'm not writing transactions, I'm writing only what point number A. चलेगा? In exam, you can write down the transactions also यहाँ पर. What is the first transactions? Ram started business with capital. बताओ, what will increase and what will decrease? Equally increase plus what? 10 lakh. And the other aspect, asset will also increase. Now cash will also increase. Two aspect na. Cash account debit to capital. So cash will also increase na. So plus 10 lakh. Understood. Liability no effect. Second transaction is what? So purchase goods of rupees 1 lakh from Mr. A in credit. So purchase goods from Mr. A in credit. But what effect? Liability will increase or decrease? And what? Goods means asset will also increase by rupees 1 lakh. Then what? Point number C. Purchase furniture of rupees 10,000 and the amount is paid in cash. But what will happen? Equity. One asset will, other asset will decrease. Ultimately no effect. Correct now. So equity no effect, liability no effect. But can I say asset? You'll do plus 10,000 as well as minus 10,000 also now. Correct now. Suppose they will give this transaction and they will ask what is the effect in the asset. No effect. Asset remain unaffected now. They can ask this type of question. They will give this transaction. What is the effect in asset? So unchanged. Asset remain same only. Correct. Then what? Point number D I have given. What I have given? 1 lakh was deposited in bank. Batao. Asset will increase and cash means asset will, so bank will increase and cash will decrease. Batao what? Plus what? 1 lakh and minus 1 lakh. Can you give me the accounting equation in numbers totaling? Okay. 10 lakh plus 1 lakh is equal to, the total is coming what? Oh ho, Mubarak ho. Lo, Mubarak ho na. This is only accounting equation. Understood. Total. One you will do. One I have done. One you will do. Correct. Will you do by your own? I don't. Example. At the beginning of year, entity has following accounting equation. Capital 1 lakh, liability 10,000. So asset is equal to what? 1 lakh 10,000. During the year, following transaction took place. purchase goods from Mr. A rupees 1 lakh in credit, correct? Understood. Then at a good costing rupees 40,000 was sold to Mr. B in credit at rupees 70,000. Understood. Salary expense rupees 1 lakh, out of which 80,000 paid and 20,000 unpaid during the year. Correct now? Understood. Purchase machinery of rupees 1 lakh in cash at a trade discount of 10%. Do- Form accounting equation. Understood? It means you'll start with the opening accounting equation. Correct now? You'll start with this, huh? This is the opening balance ना. अरे बोलना रे. You start with the opening balance. This you write down. Then do A, B, C, D. Correct? The opening balance will become at the beginning ना. Are you getting? This point number B is थोड़ा सा tricky. Let's see whether you are able to do it or not. Point number B. B. If you can do it, means you have understood. If you can't do it, then I will do it. Acha, any expense, any income. I'm just giving hint. Any expense and income will ultimately affect equity. Income and expense will means income minus my profit, and profit is transferred to what? Capital. So can I say any income and expense will ultimately affect what? Equity. So increase in income means increase in capital. अरे बोलना रे. And increase in expense means decrease in capital. Understood? Hint I have given. So any income and expense, you adjust what? Equity. Increase in income, equity will increase. Decrease in income, equity will decrease. Increase in expense, capital will decrease. Decrease in expense, capital will increase. चलेगा? So income and expense give effect in capital. चलेगा? चलो do. In this there are some income and expense also ना. Start doing. Don't think much. Done? थोड़ा थोड़ा. I will help you. I will help you. चलो. Okay. Nothing to worry. Form accounting equation. Let us start. The capital plus liability is equal to asset. What was the opening balance? 1 lakh plus 10,000 is equal to 1 lakh 10,000. What is transaction number A? Purchase goods means asset will increase by how much? 1 lakh now. And what is the second effect? Liability will also increase 1 lakh. So plus 1 lakh plus 1 lakh. 1 lakh. Point number B. बताओ. Sold goods costing rupees 40,000. So out of goods purchased 1 lakh, how much sold? So how much goods is going out? So can I say minus 40,000? Minus 40,000. Goods is going out costing rupees 40,000. Sold at what? 70,000 is what? 70,000 is what? Income sales. Correct? Sales. Understood? So 70,000 where is write down? बोलो. Where you write down 70,000? चलो समझाता हूँ. Just try to understand. यहाँ पर one thing is clear that you will pass one journal entry. What journal entry you will do? Debtor account debit to sales. This is 70,000. Any doubt? Means there is one increase in asset and increase in income. But can I say you need to pass one more journal entry that 40,000 will be decrease in stock and that will become your expense. Means 40,000 will be expense now. Once sold, what is benefit derived? It become expense. Means you need to pass one more journal entry. Expense how much? 40,000 now. 40,000 to what? Purchase. Purchase will decrease now. 40,000. It means this is decrease in asset. This is increase in expense. This is increase in income. This is increase in asset. Correct. Means your asset will increase by what? 70 and decrease by what? 40. Correct. So can we say your asset will also increase by 70,000? Correct. Your income increases by how much? 70,000. And your expense increases by what? 40,000. Ultimately the effect is what? 30-30 effect. 30-30 effect. Understood now? Bolo. Have you understood this part? Bol. Have you understood? Any doubt? Or we can say in this way, if you are not able to understand like this, what is the cost price of goods sold? So what is sale price? What is the cost price? So what is the profit? 30,000 is the profit. So this profit will transfer to capital only. So you can see how much we have transferred to capital. 30,000 only. Understood now? Have you understood? And your asset will be also affected by 30,000 because your stock will decrease by 40,000 and your debtor will increase by 70,000. Understood? Intensely I have given this to explain this point. Have you understood? Correct? Bol. Do other one. Other one is a simple. Na? Whenever you doubt, now form journal entry. If you have doubt, pass journal entry. If you have doubt, then pass journal entry. Na? Next transaction you have not understood. Next transaction have you understood or not? Batao. Salary expense how much? 1 lakh. So expense will increase by 1 lakh. Out of which how much paid? So 80,000 will means cash will decrease and 20,000 is unpaid. Whatever unpaid is what payable in future. So 20,000 what will increase? Your liability will increase. Your liability will increase. So बताओ your liability will increase by how much? Your liability will increase by 20,000. Correct. How much asset will decrease? 80,000 your asset will decrease. Correct. Expense how much? 1 lakh. So बताओ if expense will increase, so your profit will decrease ki increase? But expense will increase, so it will have negative effect or positive effect in capital. Negative effect in capital means what? 1 lakh negative na. So you can see 1 lakh negative plus 20 is automatically minus 80. So your expense will increase, so it will deducted from capital. Deducted from capital. Understood? Now understood? Correct? One more transaction is there, na? What is that transaction? Purchase machinery of rupees 1 lakh. 1 lakh asset will increase in cash or credit. The trade discount is also given. So then increase by what? Trade discount 10% now. So your asset will increase by what? 1 lakh or 90,000? So your asset will increase by 90,000. Then what? Paid in cash. Paid in cash. So minus what? 90,000. Look. Can you give me the total? Total give. So what is the capital? How much? Capital. 1 lakh 30,000 now. 30,000. Then 1 lakh 30,000. Then tallied. Have you understood? Correct. Have you understood? Got it? Tallied? Doubt hai? Chalo. Now, can I conclude in this way? Conclusion is what? Conclusion is that, can I say, under accounting equation approach, income and expense are temporary capital. Understood this point? Are temporary capital. Why? Because it will ultimately the effect will be on what? Capital only. So income and expense will ultimately be transferred to capital. Therefore, we call it temporary capital. Income and expense we call it temporary capital. Chalega, under which approach? Accounting equation approach. Means, can I say this way? Increase in income will increase what? Capital. Decrease in income, what? Decrease capital, increase in expense, what? Decrease capital and decrease in expense, what? Increase in capital. Understood? Have you understood? Now let us take some question from book. Can we take some question from book? Bol. Come to illustration number illustration number 2. Develop the accounting equation from the following information at the beginning of accounting period. Develop the accounting equation. You can see they have given capital, loan, trade payable, fixed asset, inventory, trade receivable, cash and bank. At the end of accounting period, the balance appear as follows. You can see balance become this, but capital is missing. Reset the equation and find out profit. Prepare balance sheet at the end of accounting period. So first they want us to prepare accounting equation, develop the accounting equation from the information at the beginning of the accounting period. Let us do it from the beginning now. We are doing which question? Illustration number 2. Page number 2.5. Correct. Understood? No. What is the accounting equation? Accounting equation is equity plus liability is equal to asset. Correct? How to write in exam this type of question? Let E0, L0 and A0 be what? Equity, liability and asset at what? At the beginning of year. Understood? Please, if this type of questions come, how to write? Let E0, L0 and A0. Similarly, let E1, L1 and A1 be what? Equity, liability and what? Asset at the end of the year. Simple. Correct? Now, can I say from the beginning information at the beginning of the year, can you give me what is E0? So at the beginning of year, what is E0? 51 na? 51,000. Now, can you give me L0? How much? What are L0? Batao. Miss loan and the loan and trade payable na? So 11,500 plus 5,700 is equal to 17,200. Then can you give me A0 fast? How much? 12,800, 22,600, and total 68,200. Now E0 plus what? L0 must be equal to A0. So the E0 how much? L0 how much? Is equal to what? Whether it tallied means our plus minus is correct. Understood? Now we'll do at the end of the year. At the end of the year, they have not given E0. So can you, sorry, they have not given E1. Can you find out L1? How much L1? 11,500 plus 5,800 is equal to 17,300. Similarly, can you give me A1? 12,720 plus 22,900 plus 17,000 plus understood. Now, can you give me E1? So can I say E1 will be A1 minus L1? Correct? It will be A1 minus L1. A1 is what? Have you understood? 51,000 done. Understood. Have you understood this point? This type of question, lollipop, na? They will not ask, don't worry. They may ask, I don't know. Now, simple. I'm just informing that we have done all the parts. By doing this question, yes, we know everything now. Correct now? Now we can either understand by our own or by reading the solution we can understand. Now, can I ask one question? With all this information, can you give me what is the profit? What will be the profit? Hmm? Very good. Who has it? Very good. So can I say profit is equal to what? E1 minus E0. Capital at the end, capital at the beginning. The difference will be profit only, na? Because in capital we add profit of the current year. The difference between two capital is profit. If E1 is more than E0, profit, and vice versa, loss. Correct. How much? 51,420 minus is equal to what? 420. 420. Simple. Now they have also asked what? Balance sheet at the end. Let us prepare balance sheet. देखो, balance sheet at year end now. At year end. So can you give me first all assets one by one? Can you give me all assets? Asset amount rupees बताओ. Fixed asset how much? 12,720. Then inventories. Inventories how much? 22,900. Then trade receivable. How much? Then cash at bank. 15,600. Total 60,720. Then can you give me two liability? Loan how much? Liability means trade payable. How much? Now, what was the capital at the beginning? At the beginning, how much? 58, 51, 51,000. In this, what will add? How much profit? So, what is the total? Now, balance will tally. Total will tally now. 68,720. Done. Understood? Yes, sir. Good. This question done. Whatever I am doing in the class, just take it. Whatever I am not doing, that is will be your implied homework. If the chapter is over and I have not done any question, that is implied homework. Huh? You need to do by your own, and if any doubt, you can ask me. Correct? Shall we? Chalo, let us take one more question. Patnalaya. Now, illustration 3, Mr. Dravid. You know Dravid? Dravid, you know? No, I am asking Dravid, you know? Yes, you know. The Great Wall. Wall, Great Wall. The Wall. You don't know Rahul Dravid? You don't know cricket. Has provided following details recorded in the finance. Find out the missing. You know missing? Find out the missing figure. Correct. The profit. Read on earned. What cob? Profit change. The profit earned during the year. Profit earned during the year 5,000. Asset at the beginning A. Missing figure means this you need to find out. Liability at the beginning 12,000. Asset at the end B. Missing figure. Liability at the end missing figure. Closing capital 35,000. Total liability including capital at the end 50,000. First you need to find out what? Asset at the beginning. Liability at the beginning. Profit during the year. Can you do it by your own? I will do. बोल रहे. You'll do, I will do. First, what you do? I'm just giving some hint. This type of question, what you should do. That question number, illustration number 3. So first write down E0 is equal to what? Plus L0. E0 plus L0 is equal to A0 at the beginning. तो बताओ E0 is given. Check करो. No. So E0 is not given. Whether L0 is given. Yes. How much? 12,000. Whether A0 given? No, just write down khatam. Then write down E1 plus L1 is equal to what? A1? बोलना रे. बताओ. E1 is given. Closing capital 35,000. Then what? L1 given? No. A1 given? How much? A1 given? Understood? Now what extra information given? Extra information is always important. Any extra information given? The profit how much? Now I think you will get a hint. I think you will get a hint what we should do. What you can find out. First, can you find out E0? Batao. What will be E0? Yes. Okay, this 35,000 will be inclusive of profit. Means opening capital plus profit is equal to closing capital. Okay, E0 we can say E1 plus profit. Sorry. Sorry. Minus profit. This point have you understood? E1 is what? 35,000 minus profit is equal to 5,000 is equal to what? So you got what? E0 got. Now can you find out A0? Yes. So what is A0 bata? A0 is equal to E1 E0 plus L0. So E0 is what? 30,000 and L0 is what? 12,000 is equal to what? 42,000. Correct. Understood. Then they have given total liability including capital at the end 50,000. So they have given total liability how much? This including capital. They have given what? Check karo. Total liability including capital at the end of the year 50,000 na. It means what they have given? They have given this. They have given this na. Total liability including capital. So you can find out L1. So what is L1? L1 is what? Total liability is what? 50,000 minus what? 35,000 is equal to 15,000. Now you can find out A1. But the A1 will be equal to what? That 50,000 only. 35,000 plus 15,000 is equal to 50,000. Look, done. This type of question normally they can ask. Accounting equation. Totally based on accounting equation. चलेगा चलेगा I think understood. Now come to one more question. Question number 4. Page number 2.20. Question number 4, page number 2.20. So the effect of increase, decrease and no change on the asset of the following transaction. Means if the transaction increase the asset then plus, decrease the asset then minus, If no change, then 0. Means only they have asked about asset, not liability and capital. So any transaction increase asset, you should give plus. Any transaction decrease asset, you should give minus. If any transaction no change in asset, then you write down 0. Can you do from A to H? Give reason also. Give reason. We will write down in exam. Here don't give reason. Reason we can write down. Correct now. Reason don't write. Only just give me A में increase कर रहा है, decrease कर रहा है, no change. Only asset, no liability. Do by your own. Understood? One I will say. One I will do. अच्छा, one I will do. Purchase office furniture. Payment to be made in next month. The purchase office furniture. Furniture will increase. Whether payment done. So it is payable. Means liability will increase. Means asset is increasing or not. Yes. So just give what? Plus. Understood? Asset is increasing the plus. Do other. Very simple, but sometime ना confusion हो जाता. Hmm? G1, G, G I will do. Don't worry. Whatever you have understood, do. Whatever not understood, I am there ना. Correct ना. Which one? First do. If, अच्छा, done. Oh, so I will discuss. You have done everything. Do. Equal time should be given to everyone. Equal opportunity. We all are equal. Boys and girls are equal. बोलो ना. Done. बताओ. Point number. We collected cash for repair services. Hmm? Collected means cash is collected. Correct. There is plus. Goods sold on credit. Goods sold. झगड़ा नहीं करना है. There is no need to what fight. What will happen? You will fight. बताओ. Now just try to listen. You have a goods sold on credit. Goods sold on credit. So one doubt will come that goods is going out, and then sold on credit and receivable will also increase. Means can I say goods sold? So one stock will decrease and receivable will increase now, but with different amount. Normally what happen when we sell, so this cost price and this will be sale price. So ultimately the asset will increase or not. Is what transaction I have given. Check करो वही transaction है. The same transaction is this transaction. Under which transaction? In accounting equation I have given one transaction now. This transaction. Good costing rupees 40,000 was sold to Mr. B in credit at rupees 70,000. So ultimately your asset will increase. Check करो. Your asset was increased by 30,000. Check करो. because sale price will be more than cost price. Normally we'll sell at higher price na. Normally, if nothing is given, we'll always assume sale is price is always higher than cost price. So ultimately your stock will decrease by 40,000, but your debtor will increase by 7,000. So ultimately your asset is increasing or not. The net effect what asset will change. It will increase only. So I think it will be plus. Have you understood this point? Because of this, I have given this transaction initially so that you can understand what is the impact of that transaction in asset. Correct? So what you have done? Minus you have done means you have only thought from stock point of view. Plus means only receivable point of view. Correct na? But you think from both point of view. Whenever goods sold on credit, can I say the asset will increase, the net asset will increase. Correct? Okay, I'm not ready. So यहाँ पे you can add on plus, just write down sale price is always greater than cost price. Understood? You can add on the reason कि receivable will increase by sale price. Just write down receivable या debtor will increase by sale price. Debtor will increase by sale price. Debtor will increase by sale price, and stock will decrease by cost price. Understood? Debtor will increase by sale price and stock will decrease by cost price. Have you understood this? Yes, sir. Then withdrawal of cash by owner for personal use minus hired an employee as sales manager of the north wing. Hired an employee. So hired employee. So right now we have only hired. No payment has been done. So zero now. Zero nothing. Correct now, because this transaction cannot be expressed in money terms. When you have appointed an employee, so you are not doing any payment right now. First they will provide services, then will pay at the end. So hiring of employee cannot be expressed in money terms. Therefore it will not be recorded only. Zero effect. Return goods worth rupees 50,000. The goods has been returned. Minus. Very good. One of our debtor agreed to pay. One of our debtor agreed to pay his dues to Mr. C, who is a creditor of the company, with the same amount being due to him. Oh my God. So one of our debtor agreed to pay. So can I say one of our debtor agreed to pay our creditor? Means my debtor will pay to my creditor. Without debtor will and creditor will, no, that will also decrease now. Suppose you are my debtor, some amount is receivable and C is my creditor, some amount is payable. I will ask my debtor to pay to him. So from in my book, debtor will also decrease and creditor will also decrease. Correct now? So debtor is decreasing or not? Asset is decreasing. So this will what? Point number G, minus. Understood? Understood this point. I ask my debtor to pay my creditor. So now I will not receive and I will not pay. So my debtor will also decrease, my creditor will also decrease. Chalega. Then enter into an agreement with Mehta and company to purchase all the raw material from their company from next year. This is also one agreement. No transaction done right now. Zero. Zero. The agreement cannot be expressed in money terms. This contract will not be accounted. Once the purchase done, means this is a future activity. Future activity, na, so asset will not come only. Today we have done asset is a resource arising from past activity, but purchase will be done in future. So no asset will be created. Understood? Correct. Just read, just analyze whether we have done correct or not. And just read the reason also. Once go through the reason, because in exam is the same question asked, reason need to be given. This is a plus minus zero with reason. So you need to ask, you need to write down reason also. Reason you will be able to understand. चलो, can we do the next question? चलो, question 5. Good question. This type of question will come. Huh? You need to ask ICI. Ask ICI. If come, then what will do? So if suppose this type of question is not coming, what we should do? So we leave it. Everything given in question or ICI study matter will do. This question I have taken from ICI study matter only. Okay. All the questions are from ICI resource only. In foundation level, I will do whatever I am writing in books in my notes now. That is question developed by me. This entire book is from ICI study material. Correct? We are doing IC. We are giving IC exam. So they say do. We are doing. But simple question now. Simple or complicated? Simple question, difficult question, easy question, tough question will do. Okay. From following is the information provided by Mr. Gopi pertaining to year ended 31st March 2019. Find unknown. So means unknown means what? Missing figure showing competition to support your answer. Means calculation need to be also given. Machinery given, asset, account payable given, liability, inventory given, asset, total liability including capital given. This is total of balance sheet. Actually, this is total of balance sheet. Bolo yes or no? So can you say this is total asset also? So if you say total liability including capital, means this is total asset also. So they have given total asset also. Cash not given, bank given, trade receivable not given, loan not given, closing capital not given, opening capital given. Okay, sir. Loss incurred during the year. But what is closing capital? Loss incurred during the year. So what is closing capital? Means opening capital minus loss is closing capital ना. अरे बोलना रे. They have given opening capital. They have given loss. So what is closing capital? Opening capital minus loss is closing capital. Correct. How much? 10 lakh minus 35. How much? 9 lakh 65,000. This तो we can calculate. This we can calculate now. Then capital introduce. Oh, they have given capital introduce also. No, no, मजा नहीं आया. Sure. Is a read full question. Then write down. One lesson we have learned what? First read entire question. They have introduced also some capital during the year. They have introduced some capital. Additional information during the year sales of rupees 15 lakh 50,000 was made, out of which 15 lakh have been received. Oh my god. Means the total sales were how much? And how much received? So 55,000 is what? 55,000 is what? Receivable means what? Trade receivable means one, so we have got. What we have got? Trade receivable, so we have got. This is 55,000. Bolo yes or no? Yeah. Got it? Any doubt? Chalo. So can I say we should write down what? All the informations. Can you give me what? Whenever this type of question is given now, I will suggest you in some rough work, prepare balance sheet. Rough. Let us do a rough calculation of balance sheet first. This is your rough work. चलेगा? Roughly will prepare what? One balance sheet. बताओ. Can you give me all asset first? Machinery how much? Only written M. M is how much? How much? 12 lakh. The rough calculation we are doing. Then what? Inventory given. How much? Then what? Cash not given. Okay, then bank how much? Then trade receivable how much? 55,000. Then okay. Then come to capital. So the opening capital का how much given? Opening capital 10 lakh. But any capital brought during the year, it will be plus or minus here. Capital introduce plus करेंगे ना, तो plus how much introduce 1 lakh, then loss how much 35,000. So we can derive what? Closing capital we can find out. Closing capital we can find out how much? 10 lakh 65,000. This is rough work we are doing. Working note will prepare separately because this is not the way of giving answer. This is shortcut to understand. Correct now? Whenever this type of questions will come, now I will say prepare balance sheet first in a rough work. Chalega? Then what? Then liability. Account payable how much? 1 lakh. Then any other liability? Bull. Loan. Loan how much? Not given. I think done. But what is the total asset and liability given? Is total liability given, total liability including capital 14 lakh. So but this will be also asset 14 lakh 15,000. But can you find out now cash? How much cash? You can find out total, you know. Now balancing you can find out now. How much cash? 20,000. This you have got. Can you find out loan? This amount. 2 lakh 15 50. 2 lakh 50,000 done. All the missing figure derived. I say this is shortcut. Now I'll give you the how to write. So I will say that you will not be able to understand how to rewrite. When you read the question, you will not be able to understand kahan se plus kya minus. Just first write down all the information. Now you will have an understanding what you should calculate first. Are you getting? Now you have an understanding now. Now how to write answer I am informing. I said just write down fast in balance sheet all the amounts. Means this is rough work. This is your rough work. Rough work. To understand what was missing, what was given, what should be used to find out what. Correct now. Now it is giving better picture now. Now let us come. So but the first what we have calculated, first we calculated trade receivable. Correct to write down. Trade receivable is B na, is equal to total sales minus amount collected. Bolo yes or no? The total sales was how much? 15 lakh 55,000 minus collected how much? 15 lakh is equal to what? 55,000. Correct. Then what you have calculated? Then you calculated capital. Then you calculated closing capital. Write down closing capital. Closing capital. It is what? Then A, B, C, D. It is what? D. Is equal to what? Opening capital plus capital introduced minus what? Loss. So what was the opening capital? 10 lakh. Capital introduced 1 lakh minus what is equal to what? 10 lakh 65,000. Then what you have calculated? Cash. First, first we should write on total asset will be equal to what? If you want to first calculate cash, so first find out total asset. Total asset will be what? Capital plus total capital plus total liability now. This is given only how much? 14 lakh 15,000. Then we'll find out point number D. Cash. Cash, what is the letter A? So we'll say total asset minus what pata? Minus what? Minus machinery, correct na? Minus bank minus inventory minus trade receivable. So the total asset 14 lakh 15,000 minus what 1 lakh 20,000. Bank is what 80,000. 12 lakh. Okay, sir. Machinery is 12 lakh. Bank how much? Inventory how much? Trade receivable how much? Now you can calculate 20,000. Similarly, you can do what? Loan. So you can say in this way total liability. First find out total liability. So what is the balance sheet total? 14 lakh minus capital how much? Closing capital 10 lakh. So what is the total liability? 3 lakh 50,000. This become total liability. Now we need to find out what? Loan now. Loan, what is the letter? C. So what is the total liability? Minus what? Trade payable. Trade payable is 3 lakh 50,000 minus how much? Trade payable is how much? So this become 2 lakh 50,000. Done. Have you understood what I want to say? This will be difficult if you are not preparing balance sheet. You will be confused. Kya minus, kya plus. So whenever this type of question, first prepare balance sheet. And I will say, from my point of view, they have given solution in this way because till now we have not done balance sheet. So you can also find out missing figure by preparing balance sheet also. What is wrong in that? Then there is no exact format of doing solution now. So ICI has given this way solution now. But I think if you are preparing balance sheet and finding missing figure, what is wrong in this? Means right now in chapter number 1, why they have not used the balance sheet? Because till now that chapter is not completed. अभी बैलेंस शीट बनाना सीखना है ना. अरे बोलना नहीं, you know balance sheet, but in this chapter why they have not used the balance sheet? Because till now we have not completed balance sheet. But once balance sheet is done, we can do in this way also to find out missing figure. What is wrong in that? What is wrong in that? We can do, but I don't want to take risk. Correct now. So I will say this is also correct. This is also correct. Both are correct. Understood? Correct. Chalo. I hope you have understood this also. Chalo. This question also done. देन चैप्टर ही खत्म हो गया था. हाँ, चैप्टर इज ऑल्सो. चलो, वन क्वेश्चन यू डू. चलो, डू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. Pass journal entry. There is no need to read solution, huh? And do journal entry in the format. Format you know na? Format means format. Then narration also. Narration what you write down? Being. After that write down short. Being good purchase. Bas. Narration you know expert. One thing we are expert in writing narration. चलेगा ना? But don't write big narration to waste your time. ठीक. Start. In format. Write down books of which company? Gamma Bro. Gamma Bro na. And then journal entries. Write down journal entries in the books of Gamma Bro. Bro. Format already I have said. The first column date you write down, but if date is not given, 1, 2, 3, 4 we write down. चलेगा? Let's see whether you can do this or not, because all transactions I have done very प्यार से. अच्छा, one more point. Income tax liability. If the business is paying income tax of proprietor, so that is what personal expense na. Understood? One hint I have given. Just write down. Employee had taken inventory worth rupees 1 lakh on the eve of Deepavali, and the same was deducted from salary in the subsequent month. Means employee has taken some goods. Correct now. For their salary, they have done this type of transaction. Huh? Whenever we use goods for any other purpose, application of goods, one topic we have done. याद करो. First journal entry done. What is the first journal entry you have done? Salary account debit to purchase. Correct one. But amount will be what? 1 lakh ki 75,000. 75. Pakka. Why 75? Huh? Very good. But for cost purchase we require at cost price. Very good. You have applied your common sense. Good. Excellent. The salary account debit to purchase always with cost price. Sale always with sale price. Purchase always with cost price. Sale always with sale price. Very good. First one done correctly now. Everyone done correct? Then wages paid for erection. Erection means installation, etc. So what journal entry? Machinery account debit to machinery account debit to cash. Right down. Being, writing being also na. Being मजा आ रहा है लिखो. being wages paid for erection of machinery. That done properly, huh? Second also done. Hmm? Third, income tax liability of proprietor was paid out of petty cash. Petty cash means cash only. Petty cash means cash. So income tax liability of proprietor. Yes. So what journal entry? Personal expense account debit. What? Drawing account, na? Drawing account debit to cash. Correct. It is decreasing capital. Drawing account debit to cash. This type of favorite, this entire question is very important. They ask many times in exam. Favorite question. And all points, apart from point number 3, I actually forgot about income tax. But I hope you have understood. Income tax will be personal expense. The drawing account will be debited. The last, purchase of goods from Naveen of list price. List price means invoice price. List price means invoice price. Write down somewhere. List price means invoice price. List price means invoice price. List price, quoted price, invoice price all are same. Quoted price also same. 2 lakh. He allowed 10% trade discount. 5,000 cash discount was also allowed for quick payment. Actually, can I say there will be two transactions यहाँ पे ना, two transaction, but we can compound it. We can compound ना. Let's see what journal entry you are giving. Purchase account debit. How much? Purchase account debit how much? 1 lakh, it is correct. 2 cash how much? 1 lakh 75 and 2 discount receive amount. Very good, excellent. You have applied compound journal entry. Just check whether it is correct. All journal entries. Oh my god. Correct. Oh my god. All are correct. In this now answer में this 75,000 is missing, हाँ यहाँ पर. This 18,000 is missing. So write down the missing figure. Huh? This was missing यहाँ पर. Then simple. Can we can you do all the question as homework now? Can you do all the question as homework? So 2 units are completed. One is chapter number 1, unit number 4. One is chapter number 2, unit number 1. Still now we have completed this only. That on somewhere chapter number 1, unit number 4, full homework. And chapter number 2, unit number 1. Whatever left is homework. And up to this, whatever we have done will be test number 1. Up to this, whatever we have done, correct, will be test number 1. So start preparing. ठीक है ना. My test will be good test only. अच्छा होगा. पढ़ लो. Chapter 1, unit 4, full homework. Chapter 2, unit 1, whatever left is homework. Chapter 2, unit 1 ही तो बोल रहा हूँ. रुक जा. So up to this, whatever we have done, will be test number 1. So journal we have completed. Now tomorrow we'll start what? Ledger. Tomorrow means what? Whenever class will be there. Correct. So, but with this much only. Huh? Correct? Okay. You brought lunch? Chalo. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day.